morning guys, happy Friday, or for you, happy Saturday, it's the weekend. I am back here in the contemplation station, which weirdly I can never find a comfortable position, so it's weird that I choose to contemplate here. It's an oddly shaped chair, so I just contort around it in any position that I can. If I could describe myself in one sentence, it would be always dresses to go to the gym, but never actually goes to the gym. Speaking of though, I do want to rejoin. I have been members of the gym in the past, but when I go away for long periods of time, I don't want to have to keep paying my membership. So I haven't had one since I've been back. So I haven't had one all summer. And I think it's taking a toll on my body, just in terms of like how toned I am and how toned I feel. Because even though I can get fairly active just at home and stuff, it's not the same as going to classes and using the machines and doing like a proper workout that's like keeping my heart rate up for like 45 minutes. I just don't have the motivation to do that whilst I'm at home. So yeah, I'm considering joining back, but my predicament is I plan on going on my next big backpacking trip in December, which means that I only really have 2.5 months to use the gym. And I don't know if any gym memberships allow for you to do that short amount of time. Backpacker life. These daily vlogs really are all over the place, aren't they? Because it's now Wednesday? Yes, it's Wednesday morning. Well, it's just before lunch. And I am very pleased to say, not that it makes any difference to you, other than, basically, sorry, I'm already going off on tangents and I haven't even said what's happening. I finished the big edit that I've been working on for the past like week and a half, which is amazing because that was what was kind of really stopping me from being daily with these daily vlogs, because unfortunately the daily vlogs aren't a priority, so I've had to prioritize other things, other important things. But now that one biggest important thing is done, we can be more consistent with the daily vlogs, she says. But no, that actually will be a case. And you know what, I know I said I was only doing September daily vlogs, but since I've been so bad this past week with them, they're going to be continuing into October. Also, I really do enjoy doing the daily vlogs and kind of like talking to you guys and interacting with you on a daily basis. It makes me feel so much more connected with my audience, which is amazing. And the reason I'm dressed in gym gear now is no, I'm not going to the gym. What a surprise. But I am going for a walk with Sheryl. She's just got back from a whole month in Borneo, which is insane. I've never been to Borneo, but I am excited to quiz her, and I'll definitely give you guys some of the tips that she gives me if any of you happen to be heading out there. We're gonna go to Newlands Corner and walk to Shere, which is in the Surrey Hills. I actually used to work in Shere in an office. It's a gorgeous little country village. Some of you may have heard of it. It's actually where they filmed The Holiday. So that's a fun fact, and that's where Shez and I are going to go walking. What have you got?
I have got a chicken bacon, lettuce and something sandwich, I think.
Yeah. With
a nice bowl of chestnut squash soup.
Yeah, we love this. I got the same thing. We've come to the William Bray pub in Shere. It's very, very nice. One of our faves. And, oh, of course, the raspberry and pineapple cider had to be done. The hills are alive. Oh, I actually feel dizzy just after doing that. We're walking to the silent pool because it's not as far as Newlands Corner. It only takes, what is it, an hour round trip?
Yeah, maybe an hour and a bit.
Fun fact, Shez.
Of course.
This is the pond that I drank out of when I did my life straw video with Deanna. That video's now had over 1 million views. They're doing something to this pond though, I'm not sure what.
I think they said dredging.
Dredging? What does that mean?
Like, where they make it deeper, I think.
Where they make it deeper?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is actually a really pretty colour. It's like a turquoise.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was this one that I drank out of. Alright, on our way home, Shez is going to tell us some of her top tips for visiting Borneo.
So I literally just got back like 3 days ago. I was there for just over 3 weeks in Borneo. We flew into Miri because we wanted to go to a national park, but this national park is like in the middle of nowhere, so you have to fly to it.
Oh,
but
wow.
like you get on like a little tiny plane, and then we flew straight into Mulu, which like is basically just a national park. Mulu, yeah.
I like these place names.
Yeah, they've got good names, and that was actually incredible. That was probably one of my favourite destinations. and not as travelled, which was quite nice. And we did a crazy trek called the Pinnacles. It's quite tough, but well worth it. Just hard work walking down the hill because it's steep. And then from there we flew into Kinabalu. Another great name. And it's called that because it's really near to a mountain called Mount Kinabalu. And that was actually probably like the only town almost that was worth visiting because that was quite nice.
What was the backpacker scene like? Were you staying in hostels? Because Sheryl went with her boyfriend Will.
Yeah, I went with my boyfriend. We did stay in hostels, not always. Some of them were like, if you're in the national parks and in like more secluded areas, a lot of it's like homestays. But even so, they would still have like rooms with like hostel style rooms,
right?
Or you could get like a shared room.
Would you say it's like good for backpackers in terms of meeting people? Like,
yeah, we actually met quite a few people. The hostel we stayed in, Kinabalu, was really nice. Like, they had a big area where there was like a TV with like Netflix and stuff, and we literally had like a movie night with everyone in the hostel one night, which was nice. Fun. It's not like as big a backpacker scene as like the other Asian places, Asian countries around there, I'd say.
Do you know roughly how much you spent whilst in Borneo?
Including my flight over?
No, not including your flight.
We flew into KL and then took about 5 other flights while we were there.
Wow, okay, like, so including those flights?
Including these little flights, so including those, I probably spent like about 1,000, maybe £1,200.
Okay, alright, and did that include the diving as well?
That included the diving, yes.
So that's not actually that's not as bad as I was expecting, to be honest.
No, and well actually it was a little bit more expensive than we thought it was going to be, but only because we kind of just, you know, probably naively thought that we'd be able to like go to a national park and like walk around on our own, whereas in quite a few of the national parks you do need a guide. But actually, like, I would 100% recommend having a guide because they actually know where things are, and like they spot the animals. I mean, they can see and hear things from like miles away, and they're like, "Oh look, over there, there's a so and so," and you're like, "What?
Oh yeah,
where?"
Thank you, lovely Sheryl, for those words of Borneo wisdom. Now, before I procrastinate anymore, I'm going to answer some of your questions and we're going to see if we can tackle any of your travel dilemmas as well. I want to apologise once again and hopefully a final time for how inconsistent these daily vlogs have been this week. It's not carrying on like this. I've just kind of needed time to prioritise the important things. So anyway, let's finish off this vlog, which I don't even know what I'm calling yet. It's been a bit random so far, with a lovely little Q&A. So if you don't already have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, go and grab yourself one and settle in. What was that accent? Okay, so the first travel dilemma. Leah! Did you mean to call me? Sorry about that. The first travel dilemma is from Megan Clip, who says, "Hi Christiane." Hello Megan. "I'm currently saving up for a huge round the world trip, but I feel like I'm gonna be a bit uncomfortable hanging out on the beach all the time. You and everyone I always see in your videos is in such great shape and look great in a bikini, but as a plus size girl, I'm not sure how comfortable I'll be hanging out in my swimwear all day. In a similar vein, I'd love to be able to take part in all the cool stuff like hiking, kayaking, but I just don't think I'm in good enough shape for it and would just get exhausted. Do you think it's worth doing some training before a big trip like this so that I'm a bit more fit, so that I can enjoy the more active things and would hopefully be a bit more comfortable in my swimwear?" I would love to make a video on this kind of topic at some point, but I'm going to give you my points of view on all of this right now. In terms of training in order to be fit enough for travel, for hiking and kayaking and stuff, it's not really necessary. I don't find that any of the activities I do when I'm backpacking are particularly strenuous, and if they are, normally other backpackers are in the same boat as you. So you probably won't be doing anything that's too out of your depth fitness-wise. All the tours that I've come across when you're traveling are typically suited for people who have low-level fitness and can still enjoy it. As for body confidence and training to be in shape and stuff like this, I always feel more body confident after I have done exercise that I know has contributed towards my shape, no matter what shape that is. And I want to give you an example. The first year that I did med sailors in Greece, I worked really hard in the month leading up to that trip to try and shed a few pounds and tone up. And when I went on that trip, I felt really good about myself, even though it was definitely by far not the kind of smallest and most toned I'd ever been. I was actually smaller and to a stranger arguably in better shape for med sailors in Croatia this year. However, I didn't work for it at all because I had just lost weight from my backpacking trip previously. And I felt a lot more body conscious on the trip this year than what I did last year, even though I was smaller. I do find when it comes to body confidence, it's so much mind over matter. Another story I want to tell you, which really, really helps me when I'm not feeling so body confident. I remember when I first went backpacking in 2013, and I wasn't that body confident when I started off at all. There's really not very many revealing shots of me in the early stages of that backpacking trip because I just wasn't comfortable with it. But I specifically remember seeing this girl. I can't remember if she was British or Australian. I think it was on a kayaking trip, and she was so body confident. She was strutting around in her bikini, and I don't know what it was. It was just like nothing mattered to her. She didn't have a care in the world. I just looked at her and thought, you look amazing. I want that confidence. I want to be like you, essentially. I should have been just as body confident as her, but it's just a mind thing. It's acting confident and no one will question you. It is so attractive to the people around you, no matter what your size, when you act confident and act like you don't give a shit. And I'm not just talking on a sexual fancying people level. I'm talking about like friendship and just attracting a good crowd. I'm really attracted to people who are confident in their own skin, no matter what their size. And that is, of course, not something that you can train for. That's literally just a mind over matter thing that we have to be actors and actresses to kind of overcome. And if you become this person that you want to be enough, eventually you do start to actually become that person. I don't know if I'm giving you absolute waffle right now or if it's useful, but that is something that I do always really try to remember if I'm ever feeling self-conscious about my body, because it's so important. Nobody actually cares what you look like. It's all about your confidence and how you present yourself. But as well as that, something that can really help is finding swimwear which you love and swimwear that you feel confident in. I actually have a lot of swimwear in my drawers, which I need to throw away really, because I don't like the way they look on me. I don't like the way my body looks when I have them on. And to be honest, that's just helping no one. So I love my high-waisted bikini bottoms because I feel like they knit me in the right places and I feel really confident when I'm wearing them. So it can be really worth your while to invest a good amount of time and perhaps even money into a piece of swimwear which just makes you feel amazing, because that's really going to help in the process as well. The next travel dilemma or question is from Leah Paris, who says, "Hey Christiane, loving your videos at the moment." Thank you, Leah. I'm going on a 6-month backpacking trip to Australia and Southeast Asia, and I'm going to be making vlogs of the whole trip, but I can't decide whether I should bring my laptop to do some editing while I'm traveling or just wait until I get home to do all the editing. I'm scared that I may put my laptop at risk of getting stolen by bringing it with me, but if I don't bring it, then I'll have loads of editing to do when I get home. Please help, what should I do? Look, whatever valuables you bring when you're traveling are at a risk of getting lost or stolen. If it's any consolation, in the 6 years that I have been travelling, I have never lost or had my laptop stolen. If I can't secure my baby in a hostel locker, then it will be with me on my back. Obviously, I do need my laptop because video editing is part of my job now, and I take YouTube very seriously and I want to keep you guys updated along the way. I personally don't think that having a laptop is a massive hindrance to my trip. However, if I was not so passionate about video editing and it wasn't my job, I would probably be less inclined to take it, but just because there isn't any urgency. The thing is, I really struggle to edit when I'm actually backpacking because it takes away from the backpacking experience. Like when I was in the Philippines, I planned on editing as I was going, but I only ended up managing to edit like 1 video, and then I had to do all of them when I left the Philippines anyway. So yes, you will have a big backlog of content, but you'll get through it eventually. I guess you just have to really think about how important is it to you that you're getting this stuff out on time. The next question / travel dilemma is from Lily Evans, who asks, how do you approach other people in a hostel? What advice would you give an introvert? So the easiest way to approach people in a hostel, in my opinion, even if you're an introvert, is to make sure you're staying in dorm rooms, because when you're staying in the actual same room as someone, it's kind of inevitable that you're going to be talking to each other. You're much more likely to have people talk to you because you're sharing a room. And it's completely normal when someone walks in the room just to start chatting to them. Like, that's not weird at all. Just asking questions like, hey, how's it going? How's your day been? Where are you from? Where are you going? How long are you traveling for? All these kinds of questions which you'll get asked all the time. But my all-time favorite question to ask in a hostel, which works a lot of the time is just to ask someone if they want to go for breakfast. Even if you don't know someone's name, I swear to God, that is an acceptable question to ask someone. You wake up in the morning, someone's just sitting across from you in the door and you just go, hey, do you want to go for breakfast? And people, they're normally like quite shocked. They're like, ah, and then they're like, yeah. It's a really, really good one. I use it all the time. And that is it for your questions. They were quite tough questions today. I really had to think about the answers. I think the thing is with a lot of travel dilemmas, which is something that you don't want to hear, is that often there's no right and there's no wrong answer, and there's a lot of opinions thrown around. Like, the information and advice that I always give you guys is always my own opinion. So sometimes I find it hard to state my opinion because I know that there'll be loads of other people who will have opposing opinions or do things different ways. And I never want to give you the wrong answer. I just want to answer honestly from my own experiences. But if you do have your own opinions on any of the questions answered today, do leave them in the comments, because I'm always so keen to know what other people think about different travel topics. And I like the idea that we can all help each other out. This weekend, I'm off to Chichester to visit my best friends Joel and Leah. We're going to be going on a nice big hike, a lot of pub lunches, and it's my birthday on Monday. Hopefully you will see a vlog before Monday, but I'm turning 26. How exciting. Oh my goodness, I'm moving into the late 20s. Oh, makes me wince a little bit. But we can talk about age as only being a number in another vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.